Hi everyone, this is Susie from Minnesota and I garden in a zone 4 and just wanted to wish everyone a happy spring today. I can't believe it's here, although I do feel like winter went by really quick. No complaints from me. Today it's a little rainy outside and the temps are in the 40s, so fingers crossed that it just stays this way and we've got an early spring and growing season coming up. So I thought I'd go over today where I order my bulbs from as far as my cannas, caladiums, and where I order my flower seed from. And I'm not sponsored by anyone, so I'm just doing this to just show you where I get this. And it's just, I've had the best luck with this, the best quality. I have ordered from other places. I haven't been as happy with it, so I am with these. First one I'm going to show you is where I get my caladiums. So I get this pamphlet in the mail, which just really gets me psyched for growing. I am mainly shade, but I know a lot of caladiums too now. Some can tolerate sun. So you can see there's symbols on here that show you which ones tolerate sun. It's got a T by it for tall, medium. You've got your pinks, your whites, your reds, and just fancy leaf varieties, so many to choose from. And where I get this is from FloridaBoysCaladiums.com, and I'll link these in the description down below. I've had the best luck with these. The quality that I get, I've never had a rotten one. I've never been disappointed, so I can't say enough about these. And so this year I did order some. I know I was going to try and save my Miss Muffet from last year. That didn't happen because we had such a wet fall that basically I was digging into sludge and it wasn't worth it. So I'm going with them again this year. I really like them. I'm also going with White Queen, and that is a tall variety and that can take sun. Let's see, where's Miss Muffet on here? Over here. This is a small variety and this can also take sun. And then I'm going with Carolyn Wharton, if I'm saying that correctly, and that's a medium size. And what I did is, I don't know, it also comes with this, and it has sizes. So there's a number 2 small, a number 1 medium, then they have a jumbo large. And when I went on the site, I also saw one where they had a mammoth size bulb. I just went with the small ones this year. I went with 25 of each one. So what is it down here? And depending on the type, some of them are a little bit more expensive than others, but they're usually about the same. But right now when you're looking for the small ones for 10 bulbs, they're wanting $9. That's not too bad, especially whenever you think if you have a 12-inch container, you could probably get by with planting 3, 4, 5, and when you do the price on that, it's a $5 container. And they look fantastic. It takes them a little bit, but they definitely put on a show. I'm in a northern growing zone, and I have really good luck with these. These are tropical plants, so I know in my area, they actually have it on here when to plant. And I'm in the blue, so it's between June 1st to June 10th. And you definitely want to wait till the soil warms up, otherwise they're going to sit there and do nothing. But the fact that I can plant at that time and by the end of the season, they're spectacular. Last year was a little tricky because we didn't get as warm of weather as what we usually get, but they still looked good. So I'm not complaining about that. And what I like about these two is, I know last year at my garden centers, for just a little container, they wanted around between $10 and $15, if not $20. Granted, it was a nice size clump, but that's a lot of money to spend on just one plant. So I wanted to go with something where it wasn't as expensive. It does take a little bit for them to get to that point. So if you are someone who's an instant gardener and you need that color right now, that's your call. But I have luck in Minnesota growing caladiums. And if I have luck, I'm pretty sure everybody else would have luck. The one thing I did find out about caladiums though is don't plant them too deep. They definitely don't like that. They will rot. They may not even come up. So And I'm thinking I'll probably just go over that in a video too. But I can't say enough about the Florida Boys Caladiums. They are awesome. Other one is where I get my cannas from. And this too, I just came across this. All of these I took a chance because there were some sites that I went on to, ordered some, and when I got them, I was so disappointed that, I mean, they were about teeny tiny, they were rotten, black, and I was just bummed. So I did take a chance with the Horn Canna Farm, and they are amazing. The last 2 years that I've ordered from them, they're massive. I mean, the bulbs that you get from them, I can't say enough. I've always got my orders in great condition. Again, these are tropical plants. For me being a northern zone, I plant from bulbs just because they're an expensive plant. When I see them in nurseries, they usually come in a pretty big can and they want about $20, $25 for just the one plant. Granted, they're pretty established. So again, if you're that instant gardener, you need that color, you need that plant right now, then probably going the bulb way is not for you. But if you have just a little bit of patience, you won't be disappointed. And I know I'm not, because I know I usually start, depending too, it's like once the warmer temps set in and the nights stay a little bit warmer, I plant these. They take a little bit, but man, do they put on a show, and they grow really fast, and they bloom for me too. So if I can grow them in my climate, almost anyone can. I'm not going to say everyone, because just depending. But yeah, so this is the Horn Canna Farm, and it is www.cannas.net. And the one thing that's different this year is they're offering the plant, actually. The plant is a little more expensive, so, and all they offer is a plant because they might be a little bit more rare, like this Corsica, if I'm saying that correctly. Can you see that? Right there. That's $24. So that's, some people are fine spending that. Like I said, I've had really good quality with these, so up to you. But let's see, Durban, I have done Durban, there it is, before. That's $12 a bulb. So that's a little bit more rare of a, but you can see that the foliage is absolutely gorgeous. But I've done other ones where when you look down here with a burning ember, it's $5 a bulb. You can't go wrong there. And some people like to place them really close, but I know that they have planting instructions on how far to plant it, and some are a foot to 18 inches apart. I think in my, if you've watched my site and my container tours, last year I did cannas in the front containers, and I did 2 bulbs in each one, and I thought that was a good amount. And they do spread, so, but when you think you're planting $5, and if probably could have gotten by with just 1, 2. But $5, and if I plant 2 in there, that's $10 for that container, and I think it had some sweet potato vines. That wasn't too bad. Otherwise, when you're looking at $17 a plant, you have to start thinking about how much you want to spend on a container. And your budget. So depending on your budget, but absolutely love these. They love the heat, they love the sun. Hummingbirds love these. Can't say enough. So yeah, and not only that, I love looking at magazines and plant magazines, especially in my area when it's so bleak outside and snow and ugh. But yeah, so I would say check them out, see what you think. And then for flower seeds, I've got my pack right here. This isn't all that I'm going to be starting. I have other ones that I had saved from last year. I love starting my own flowers because you have a little more variety to choose from as far as I'm concerned, especially cut flowers. But I know I love Select Seeds, and I think I found their site because I was looking for Nicotiana lime green, and this is the first site that came up, and I fell in love with it. And I have ordered plants from there too. and they've done good. So and really good germination rate with these seeds. So I've stuck with them. I don't know, I really like the site. I know there's some other ones here. You can see Baker Creek, and some were sold out from the Moonflower from the select seed, so I went with Baker Creek with this, but I know I got 2 of these. I did start them already. These came up within, and this Moonflower, this came up within 3 days of planting, which was amazing. And I soaked the seeds for maybe 10 minutes, for as long as it took for me to put the soil into the containers. I didn't read the packet, that's another thing. Make sure you read the packets to see what they like. But yeah, so I'm just gonna go over some of pretty much all of the varieties that I'm gonna be growing this year. And it's a lot, and hopefully I have enough room for it, but we'll find out. So the first one is a Morning Glory Moonflower. And I like Baker Creek. I think they have some really decent prices too. And these that I'm showing you over here, I've already sowed, planted, or started the seeds for, however you want to say that. So last couple years, I've been doing Datura Ballerina Yellow. Love them. So I had some seeds left over, so I'm definitely going to do those. I actually have a tray started. And then Datura Evening Fragrance. This will be new for me. Again, this is most of these are from Select Seeds. The Datura Ballerina Purple, and with these, they're toxic plants, so be careful. Also read everything. Definitely don't plant them next to animals. Giant Feather Grass, Stipa Gigantea. And I had started this, I would say, about a month ago, and I know it says that the germination can be erratic. So what I did, and it says on here too, that if they don't come up, to put in the refrigerator, or well, I put in the refrigerator, but it says put in cold conditions between 35 and 40 degrees Fahrenheit. So what I did 2 little trays. I did one where I kept inside, and then the other one I put in the fridge for 2 weeks. The one that I put in the fridge for 2 weeks, actually, I had better germination than the other one. So I was very happy that I did that. Otherwise, I would be starting, I think the one where it was inside, 2 came up, and the one that I put in the fridge, 6 came up. It's a first time for me growing grasses, so I don't know how this is going to work. I fell in love with this plant. Next one is Tall Verbena. I had sown this one also a month ago. I think I have one that came up, and so I did another sowing of this just a couple days ago. We'll see what happens. I know this it needs darkness to germinate, and I know, again, this is kind of hard to germinate. It says on the package. We'll see. I have other flowers, so I'm not overly concerned, but I love this plant too. And then this is Snapdragon Rocket Orchid. And I've done this one, and I would say about 3 to 4 days, and this germinated. So my pile here. And let me know what you're starting this year, and also some tips on getting flowers to germinate a little bit earlier, especially verbena. I would really like to know what you do. But I know some of these I have done before, so, and I absolutely fell in love with them. So Cleome, if I'm saying that correctly, Rose Queen. And then I have Cleome Violet Queen. And all of these are going to be in my 2 raised beds. That, again, if you know my channel, they're kind of in the back of the garden where I had the Mexican sunflower last year. And I wanted a lot of cut flowers this year. And also flowers that bring the bees and butterflies, all the pollinators, hummingbirds. I love that. Greater Quaking Grass. Bunny Tails. Night Phlox Midnight Candy, and this is supposed to have a really nice scent to it, so I can't wait. Silver Sage Artemis. I can't wait. I love that foliage on it. always. I love this one, the tobacco lime green Nicotiana. These are seeds I've had years before. And then I'm going with sweet peas. I've never grown sweet peas before, so fingers crossed they do well. I really try to find plants that offer some sort of fragrance in the garden because I think that's missing in my garden. I know I have some roses, but for the most part, just I can't wait. And let's see, I'll go over the varieties. Sweet pea Edward of York, sweet pea Capani's original. I think I'm butchering that. And then sweet pea Molly Rillstone. Azinnia Queenie Red Lime. I love Cosmos. This is Cosmos Rosetta. Cosmos Sensation Radiance. I don't know. I was just kind of intrigued by it. It's a toothache plant from Baker Creek. And I don't know if I'm going to grow it, but like I said, it was just kind of fascinating. So we'll see. The Hyacinth Bean Ruby Moon. Mexican Sunflower Torch. And I urge people to plant this if you love to see butterflies in your garden, hummingbirds, bees. This is huge. Loved it. It got a little bit big, but it was worth it, and it was easy to grow. Went with another Morning Glory, Mira Kumo. That's from Baker Creek, and then I did another package of the Moonflower. I wasn't sure on germination. Some people say they have a hard time with it, but I also have in my little box here lots of other seeds that I've kept from the years. Marigold, some calendula, and some more Morning Glories. Let me see. This is the one that I did last year. They should have been that color, and I got all different colors from the seed packet. But nice thing about this is there's variegated foliage, and it was a really, really nice Morning Glory. Don't have many seeds left, so we'll see. But yeah, now it's a matter of just getting all of these started, and can't wait. I've been itching to do this. It's also my climate, my planting zone. The time to safely plant out is May 15th, and that's what it says. That's just an estimate. I still look at my 10-day forecast to see what they're predicting. But the other thing about growing plants indoors, starting early, you have the hardening off stage too, which I'm not a big fan of. Last year was hard because the weather was just so up and down and windy and cold and warm, and it was all over the place. So hopefully this year it goes a little bit better. But yeah, I'm going to be starting a lot of these plants indoors. I'm thinking I'm going to start all of them indoors, even the Cosmos and the zinnias. I know they are quick to bloom, but I say it a lot, but being in a northern climate, anytime that I can get a head start on the growing season, so much the better, just because I feel like by the time things start blooming, you're looking at July. So it's just, I like to add a little bit color right away. But yeah, let me know what you guys are planting this year. What are some of your successes, some failures, any hints that you can give me on germination? I know I have like the stratification. I've done that. My plant room differs in temps just depending on the temperature outside too. I want to say it's around 65 degrees in here, between 65 and 70. So pretty okay growing conditions. I have heat mats too, and that's for the other plants that need warmer temps. The only thing I know about those heat mats is it even heats the room up, so I have to be careful with that. But yeah, I want to wish everyone a happy spring and happy planting. Bye for now.